The goal of the show is to help you break in or thrive in advertising, and we do that every single week by bringing guests on. And in this industry, whether you love it or hate it, you have to think about being famous. Your work needs to be famous. Yourself, you need to be famous within your ad agency. And this helps you get your first job, your next job, promotions, and that means more salary. So we're bringing on an expert, somebody that is an expert in getting agencies and agency professionals famous. Welcome to the show, Michelle McSorley. She is the PR pro that we all should know. And today, her title is founder of EM2 Communications, which is a PR firm for independent creative agencies and leaders in this creative space. I've worked with her quite a bit. I know she knows this stuff better than most people, and I think you all are going to learn and love this episode. So stay tuned. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star review and comment on Apple Podcasts. Now on with the show. This is the Breaking and Entering Advertising Podcast, and as usual, I'm your accomplice, Gino Schellenberger. Kick it, Ellie. Michelle McSorley, welcome to the Breaking and Entering Advertising Podcast. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Gino. Happy to be on the show.
This is going to be fun. Before we dive into all the good stuff, tell us about who you are and what your role is.
Michelle McSorley. I founded EM2 Communications back in 2008. We do PR for creative agencies, media agencies, and also I have a sports background, so we do a lot of work in the sports world too. A lot of profile work for executives.
Golden. What do you like to do outside of work?
Oh, I'm a tennis girl.
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open. But, and I'm on a 3-0 team and we're going to sectionals. And if we win that, we go to nationals.
Look at this. It's incredible.
It's fun.
And what can tennis teach us about becoming a better marketing or advertising professional?
Teamwork. It's all teamwork. I think everything we do is teamwork. So I think it's a good, and it's fun. I mean, I think in our industry, one of the things that I've always loved is how fun it is. There's every day it's something new happening.
What are we going to talk about this episode before we get into our rapid fire? What are people going to be able to take away from this? I
think really understanding the value of PR and what it can do for your company and how it can help. It's certainly a big, huge new business driver for a lot of my clients. It's also great for your own profile and getting that next job and getting that promotion. So it's good overall.
This episode will teach you how to become famous, whether you're an agency founder, you care about the agency brand, or you're an aspiring advertising professional, or you're a mid-level. We got some good stuff in store. So I'm really pumped. And because you are the expert, you know this stuff.
I love it.
Before we get into that, let's go into the rapid fire. This is rapid fire. It's very important stuff. Okay. Question number 1. Where are you most creative?
In the shower.
Golden. What's your greatest source of inspiration?
My girls. I have 3 amazing girls. And of course, my husband. But yes.
Love it. What's the best concert you've ever seen?
Oh gosh, I just saw the Coldplay one, and I think it was stellar.
Love that. That was my favorite concert too.
With the famous,
No. Coldplay, and that was the best concert I've ever seen too. So we're aligned there. What are you currently streaming?
I am streaming F1. I don't even know what that series is called.
That's
but
fair.
My daughter has me on it, and I love it.
Good. And what's the greatest place you've ever visited?
Well, I go back to my hometown of Cayuga, Ontario, Canada, twice a year. That's where I'm from. And I used to not love that little town of 1,000, but I love it now.
Love that. And what's the best thing you've read, whether it's on social, article, a book, recently?
Oh, gosh. This is I would have to say...
Probably an Ad Age article of some sort or Adweek article.
Yes, of course. You know, anything that Ewan Larkin writes, he's amazing.
E-Scoops.
Everything.
Okay.
Thanks, Ewan.
E-Scoops. We love Ewan here. All right. Wonderful. So I think, nice job with the rapid fire. I think that one might have been our fastest one yet. Ellie, our producer off camera, is nodding her head. That was the fastest rapid fire. You'd be surprised for communication professionals. Some people take their time. It's rapid fire. You did not. You were fast.
We are fast in this world. We have to be.
Gotta be.
It's very competitive.
Move at the speed of culture. Okay. So, you are a PR pro. How did you break into public relations?
Well, I stumbled upon the world of PR. I did an economics degree and realized I did not want to be in a bank. So I pivoted to PR, took a 1-year program at Humber College in Canada, and then found a job at an ad agency that had a PR division. So I worked there. Took me a little bit to get into that place, but I finally did.
You interned first or just get the full?
I did have an internship, and they put me in a bank again because of my economics background. And I was like, I cannot do this.
Interesting. And then when you broke in, it was at an ad agency. And were you doing PR for the agency or were you doing it for like consumer PR?
Back then, we didn't do any PR for the agencies. It's quite interesting. I was doing a lot of consumer marketing PR for Mitsubishi. And then I worked on the Nike business, which is how I ended up going and working for Nike for 10 years. So
yes.
Yeah.
And what'd you do at Nike?
I was their head of public affairs for their Canadian division and then moved to the U.S. to run their global PR for their hockey division.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. And it wasn't because I had the last name McSorley.
No. But I'm sure it helped.
Yeah.
Now, was there an award that you won while you were at Nike?
I did. I won Employee of the Year 1 year. I was very involved in all
That's
aspects.
impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, for the Canadian office, not globally.
Yeah, hey.
But it was good. And actually, that's what catapulted me to move to the U.S. and take on a bigger role.
See, there's like the PR, the honorifics, even internally, if you get recognized, it gets you new opportunities, promotions. So there's some lessons to be learned there.
I always found that as a PR professional, if I could make my bosses look good, then that would, help my career. And I know I think I was successful in that. And in fact, that boss at Nike opened up 180 LA obviously in LA. And that's when he came to me and said, hey, are you interested in doing some PR? And that's when I pivoted into just working in the PR space for creative agencies.
Gotcha. Which is a whole different ball game, right?
Yeah. It's fun. It's more vertical in terms of what you're doing, but still very valuable.
Yeah, and how would you summarize what the job is to run PR for an ad agency, or at that time?
Well, I think it's really kind of understanding your goals. When I was supporting 180 LA, we wanted to get on that Ad Age A list. Like that was a goal, and we were in standout a few years, and we ended up getting on the A list a few times, and that was pretty incredible. When that happens, you get a lot more inbound leads in terms of new business. So it's super helpful.
Absolutely. There's the whole conversation about like PR, new business, like which one comes first and all that, but they have to work together and they both feed off each other, it seems like.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think there's no question. I think if people are listening to this and tuning in, they want to learn how to PR their agency, their campaigns, or themselves here. So my first question here in this segment is, what are 3 things agencies can do now to become famous?
I think the first thing is being aware of your audience. So all those publications that are writing about campaigns, about brands, who's doing what, know who's writing what and what their storylines are. I think if you know what they're writing about, then it'll help you.
Yeah, bringing them benefit, bringing them the right stories. Yeah, and sending them the good stuff.
Yeah, and that comes to number 2, which is you have these great creative campaigns. It could be a little campaign. It could be a big campaign. Make sure you're telling the press that story. Package it up in a way that makes it very easy for the reporter to do the story.
Yeah, what is that? Like, what are some tricks that you've learned over the years?
I think really understanding the insights behind the campaign, why it's important, why a brand is pivoting, if they're pivoting, and making sure you have all the materials. So you have beautiful images, you have the film already on a YouTube, link, making it just really easy for them to just take your email pitch and write the story.
Totally.
And always don't forget quotes from the client and the agency.
Yes. Yeah, the CMO or the CCO, whoever worked on it, those are really, really good. So you're packaging it up tightly, so it's like you're giving it to the right person. You have a good package for them, so they can just easily convert and write a story and work with you on it. And what would be the third piece in this world to become famous right now?
Well, I think, there's times when agencies cannot PR work. Sometimes it's in the contract. And so looking at other opportunities. So you have so much knowledge in this space. It could be the strategist. It could be a creative, and crafting up a really interesting opinion piece that people want to read and understand. You can pitch those to all of the publications, Ad Age, Adweek, Campaign, Drum.
Yeah, Breaking and Entering too.
And you too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you write it up. You look internally. You have, creative talent, some geniuses working in these ad agencies. Tap into them if you're an agency leader, C-suite executive, or you're running comms at the ad agency, or whoever's listening. Go ahead and have them write something, and you can send it out.
I will say, make sure you don't write about yourself. The reporters, the editors do not want that type of content. But what you're observing, you can talk about successful campaigns you've seen, and how that translates into building businesses for brands.
For sure. So it's like tapping into op-eds, thought leadership, own content would be a part of this too.
Absolutely. So whatever you do, always amplify on LinkedIn.
Yes, social, because it can go viral and those reporters, journalists are out there watching.
And that's a good point. So sometimes you can't do PR. Often just posting your work on LinkedIn and maybe tagging a few reporters. Then they can see the work.
Always.
Right?
Always. I love it. So those are 3 things agencies can do right now to become famous. They don't have to, they can start that right away. I love that. But my question now is like campaigns. You talked about the packaging of the campaign and the narrative, but like run us through, like, how do campaigns become famous? We see them get like 6 billion impressions on their case study videos. That to me is pretty famous. So how does that work?
Well, I do think bringing in PR early on the campaign. So you might have a creative idea, but if it's missing, a good PRable angle, and always think in headlines, right? Like, what is that headline you want to see?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to bring PR in early to help create and figure out the strategy, and then get early buy-in from the client. You need to make sure the client approves you for doing PR for campaigns, right?
Yes.
And sometimes it's just trade pubs, but maybe it's beyond, and you're hitting consumer press as well.
I'm curious, what's like a good example of this where you were brought in early, like maybe like identifying like the US Open's coming up. Maybe we tied around this. Like, do you have any like examples top of mind of you getting in there?
I can think of one campaign I did with AMP Agency, and we were working with the Natural Resources Defense Council, an incredible beast, a film company, and they really wanted to shine a light on regenerative farming. So they brought Nick Offerman in and did this really fun video where he plays the earth, and he says, don't treat me like dirt. And it was this really clever campaign. I knew that I had Nick Offerman for one interview, but I also knew that this was very topical. The Cover Act was being discussed in Congress. There was so much going on. We were able to package it up and get them on CNN, MSNBC, and Nick said one interview that was in the contract, but I was so passionate about it. He was on The View doing something else, and he talked about it on The View. So it was a really incredible way of getting the story out.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Utilizing the talent there. And then also he enjoyed it and he cared about it. So they probably picked the right person, the right celebrity to be involved in it, which was really good too.
But we even had like the CNN reporter who was very passionate about the environment. He was posting about it. And that was all earned. There was no paid on that, right? We didn't have $1 for paid.
Love that.
So
love that. So I guess, how do campaigns become famous? You're saying bake in the PR as early as frickin' possible. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to get handed the campaign the last second and be asked, I get this some buzz right now.
We have to plan.
Yeah. Yeah. And get
We've
involved.
done it before.
Of course. Okay. So then the last part here I'm curious about is the importance, our listeners being young professionals, sometimes they want to get their first job in advertising. How can aspiring advertising professionals become famous and get hired?
Well, I think the first thing is using their creativity, and you can use it for good and come up with a really clever campaign idea and get that out into the ether and get noticed and be knocking on doors. Totally. I think one of the things I see with young individuals is, and certainly in the world of PR, you have to be persistent. So when you're trying to knock on doors, you can't just knock once and walk away. And that's the same in PR. If a reporter's not reading your email the first time, you do have to go back a couple of times. You have to kind of pester. You can be good, but you do have to pester.
Yeah. So many pitches come in all the time. Just even for me in our little media system here, that's 1 year old. Like you got to follow up consistently, and it's like we appreciate it on our side of things. I can only imagine what's going on in eScoop's inbox.
Yeah.
He's probably getting pitched hundreds of emails, which is wild. But so you're saying use creativity, and some examples that come to my mind is, Ross, you might have to help me. What's it called? Rats for agencies? Ads for rats. That was a fun activation. They created an ad agency, something around like rats are going to take over the population in New York. And so they created an ad agency that targets rats. And they made like a LinkedIn profile, like a whole spec campaign, created an agency. There's students. I think they were at VCU Brand Center.
Fabulous idea.
And now they're like, I think most of them are hired.
And they got it in ink too. Ad Age covered it, I think.
Oh, lots of coverage for that too. Would you recommend, like, to be famous, to say, like, use your creativity? What else, like, should they be pitching their spec work?
Yes, pitch everything. Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. Pitching spec work, if they're actually putting it out as an executed campaign, absolutely pitch it. I think that's really important.
Yeah. I think posting like those VO3 like AI videos of, like, I think I saw the Liquid Death one that went pretty viral. Like somebody just posted on their LinkedIn and just said, "This is not real. Like, this is spec work. What do you guys think?" And then it got thousands of likes on LinkedIn, and I'm sure that person has a job now.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, we're always looking for that creativity. I think one of the things that is also really good is there's so many young creative awards right now. And I would say even when you're in an agency, advocate for yourself. Be doing those awards. Be very involved in that space because that helps you. It helps you in your current role. It helps you if you're looking for another job.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Those award shows, that's a good call. Because like there's young award shows. Like, it's not just for the aspiring. It could be people that have a couple years of experience under their belt. So it's like, look into those. I think Cannes has one. D&AD has one. Basically, every major ad show has a category for young or student that they should be checking out.
And I'm even going to say, Ad Age actively recruits opinion pieces from Gen Zers.
All the time.
So if you have a strong point of view, make your point of view. Pitch James over there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what does anybody have a strong POV? I don't know. Like, it's kind of scary to like put your POV out there. So my question is, how do you get over that?
Yeah. I think just observing. And you mean, if they have fear of actually putting their opinions out?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I will say, don't denigrate a brand. Okay. If you're looking to do something good, I'd advise you to look at the positives out there. Like, maybe it's coming off of Super Bowl or leading into Super Bowl, and you're seeing these really interesting trends happening, especially in the social space. And I feel like there are these young creatives coming up are so in tune with all of that, they can actually help a more senior person in terms of what's going on in that space.
Totally. Yeah. Thinking about the moments, the tentpole moments in the industry, Super Bowl being one of the big ones, Cannes being another big one, holiday season being a big one, like you can easily create or put some thoughts out there. I'm sure Ad Age, Adweek, some of these publications will be looking for the Gen Z perspective.
Absolutely.
And you can easily contribute to those.
Yep.
This is a good episode.
Yay.
This is really good.
It's fun.
Anything else that you've learned that, maybe you came in here, you wanted to talk about in the PR world, what you do? How do you help agencies today? Are you looking?
I feel like sometimes people can have a lot of stress. It's scary when your work is going out into the world. I feel like executives, senior leaders need to, really allow their people to be as creative as possible, right? That's one of the things I learned at Nike is like you could take risks. And sometimes you failed, but you could take risks.
Yeah.
And, I think that's something that, and, all agencies are different. Some allow you that, some are a little more structured. So finding the right fit for you is important.
Totally. And so you help agencies today full time. Your company assists agencies. How can they reach out to you if they need PR help?
Michelle at EM2Comms.com. And I'm on LinkedIn too.
Is there like any agency? Is it media, creative? All of them should call you up. Do you have a specialty?
Creative, yes. Media, we kind of handle it all. We do experiential as well.
Okay.
Those are different, harder to get press coverage for, depending on what it is, but there's always opportunities.
And you'll find them and help them reach them. So
yes.
Love it. Well, Michelle, A+, thank you so much for coming on. I hope people reach out to you. You answered questions perfectly. I can't wait to see all the news we read might be coming from you in some way, shape, or form. So appreciate you.
Thank you, Gino.
You're welcome.